Easter Sunday, April the 17th, 2022, 9:20, maybe mid to high 50s, low 60s. We just come off of 285 East onto Covington Highway East, US 278. We're going to come up here and turn right on Glenwood Road, and we're going to go, I don't know how far. We'll cross over Candler Road, it'll turn into Glenwood Avenue. We may turn at 2nd and go into Decatur, or we may go on down, cross over 20 and go into East Atlanta. I just do not know yet. Georgia 12, US 278. Who remembers the moonlit drive-in down there past Lithonia? Highway 12 drive-in, moonlit. There used to be an A&P up here on this corner at Covington Highway. I may have worked there a couple of days just to fill in, but I didn't work there much. Now, this may not interest y'all a bit, I don't know, but I find it interesting myself still. When I was working, when my business collapsed and I ended up, and then after insurance adjusted sort of fell apart, I went to work for a foreclosure investment company, WRI. They changed into Ameritrust Residential. This was my area. A lot of people will not believe this. There was an A&P right here. A lot of people find it hard to believe, but the first month I went to work for them, Glenwood Road, we bought 80 houses at Atlanta foreclosure auctions. The second month and on until I left in November 2014, we were buying between 200 and 250 houses a month out of the Atlanta foreclosure market. Our main investor was bringing $40 to $60 million a month for us to buy property with. We would ride the territory, make a rough estimate of the cost. They would analyze all that and decide how much money that they would offer. We'd go to auctions, we would buy them, we would bid out the contracts to subcontractors, and they would renovate, and then we were a turnkey. We would then rent them, sell them, whatever our investor wanted to do with them. And like this was my main territory. I did several in different areas, but South DeKalb was my main territory. And I don't know, I've renovated or oversaw over 500 renovations for them while I was with them. I finally had to quit. I loved that job, but it was the most interesting job I'd ever had, but they were burning me out. I told them I'm burning my candle at both ends. I was 64 years old and working 80 hours a week when I started working for them. Okay, this is 285. We're crossing over. We'll be inside ITP once we go inside. When I first started for them, it was about 9 hours in the field and about 2 hours on the computer. When I left, it was about 4 hours in the field and about 8 hours on the computer. I kept telling them I was a field person. Give me an ad man to do that junk, and I'd stay with them. But they did everything their way, so I had to leave. I'd still be with them. I loved it. Was, like I said, it's the most interesting job I've ever had. Probably the most dangerous too. This area over here, I did a house. I'll see if we can go by it. And coming down the Glenwood Road to the Glenwood Drive-In. I got in this house. The heat had been on. There were people squatting in here. I mean, that was normal. People being in these houses, and I had to break in to get in. We had to break in most of them. And as I got in and cleared it out, 2 or 3 DeKalb County police came from this end, 2 or 3 came from the other end. I was walking out to my van, to this van as a matter of fact, and the policeman asked me, "You been in there yet?" and had the guns out. I said, "Yeah, just come out of there." But I tell you what, we would be called names, harassed, all kind of stuff. Which one of these houses is it? It's right down here on the left. No, that wasn't it. It had a basement. Which one is it? It's on down here a little bit further. My brother and his wife, this was where they bought their first house, I think, on this road. Which one of these houses was it? Am I on the wrong street? Is there another street by another street over? Glenwood Road. Did I miss it? Well, I'm going to turn it off till we get back to Glenwood Road. Well, I didn't see it. I'd have to go back and look at my files. I've got all of my stuff from December of 2012 on through. But right there, anybody recognize that? Glenwood Road, right across here. That is the old Glenwood Drive-In. Right there. Okay, continuing on down Glenwood. Yeah, a lot of these houses, I've got some videos posted online about the renovations. You can look at a couple of them, see how bad they were. But a lot of these houses, I wasn't going to go in. I'd call the Cobb County Police and I'd tell them who I was, where I was at, and I'd get them to send a patrolman to clear the house before I'd go in. I can't tell you how many times ran people out of houses. Found a car stashed in one time, and almost a brand new car. I don't know if it was stolen or what, but once I got in there, I didn't touch it. Raised the garage door and took a picture of it, called the Cobb County Police, and the girl said, "Have you touched that vehicle?" I said, "No, ma'am." She said, "Do not touch that vehicle. We will be there shortly." I said, "Yes, ma'am." It wasn't no time. About 3 or 4 police showed up with a record, pulled it out. They were gone. We just crossed over Columbia Drive. You know, these houses, you know, some of these houses, it's really interesting. When I was a kid, helping Mother and Daddy, or when you're being drug around by Mother and Daddy, Daddy worked at the Cobb County Fire Department. He worked at Fire Station 7. It was right, it is still right up here. Simpson's Food Town was right here. But a lot of these houses we worked on when I was 3, 4, 5, 6 years old, they were $4,900 2-bedroom, finger joint paneled in houses. We bought a bunch of them, and I actually got to go in them and see them, you know, 60 years later. Yeah, off to the left, all down through here off McAfee. Very interesting. That job, like I say, was the most interesting job I have ever had. Yeah, that company's got into, they've changed names a couple of times and bought this and bought that. A New York investment company ended up buying out 50%, 51%, but I kept trying to get them in the new home building. They didn't want to talk about that, but they're in the new home building now. Yeah, houses over here to the right and the left. Who remembers that park there back there on the left? It had a little railroad, almost miniature railroad things there for a long time, years and years ago. kept telling them, so guys, y'all, I was in business for myself 35 years. Y'all don't know how hard it is for me to work for somebody being told what to do and how to do it. I like doing things my way. They never said it, but I guess they probably thought, well, if your way worked, you'd still be in business. Okay, coming up here at Candler Road in Glenwood, it'll cross over and turn in. This is Georgia 155. To the right, take you into Decatur, right past Agnes Scott. To the left, takes you all the way on down through McDonough. We need to get over in the left lane. This right lane is going to end up here. Yeah, there was a movie theater here. There was a great pizza place down here on the left. I can't remember the name of it, but it was a really good pizza place. There's a Zaire over to the left. Lefties was right down there on the right. Great barbecue. Oh, I love Lefties.